Lovely. Hello, welcome back to the another podcast.
Yeah.
What a great start by me.
That was good. You nailed that. I do a drink that Coke. Joe, I'm just going to stop reading comments actually about things because, you know, that says that corrupts you to read things, and now that's in your head. And
you must ignore the audience. Rick Rubin.
Right.
Fuck him.
Yeah, that's right. And Rick Rubin, famously a great performer, that's ignored the audience. You know, it's easy for him to say.
He doesn't have to face them. He
doesn't
have to listen to the haunting silence.
No, just sits
of self-indulgent art.
No, just sits in a fucking mansion in his pajamas with a big long beard and just tells everyone else what to do. It's easy for him.
Just die on your ass, bro.
That's right. But sure, he made an album of Andrew Dice Clay dying on his arse. He thought it was the greatest thing of all time. Of course, it was terrible. Today, Laughter died, and Rick was like, "It's really cool, man. It's original."
It is funny. It's funny to do an album of Down on Your Hoop.
No, it is. It is funny, like in a kind of a funny of like, it's funny that someone did that. Wasn't good for Dice's career.
Yeah, true. I mean,
wasn't a hit.
It didn't.
No, he went from stadiums to fucking playing cupboards after that. It's a complete nightmare, but Rucksack's really cool. Oh, well, great then. My children aren't going to go to college and will probably be addicted to some sort of painkillers, but it's good that you found that an interesting experiment, Rick, you big fucking hairy idiot.
But you have to, I think we exist on slightly differing levels of this spectrum of the kind of doing art just for yourself and then doing art for the audience. And I'm not saying you're pandering, but I'm saying I maybe ignore the audience slightly more than you do.
You absolutely don't. No. In fact, you engage the audience and you do crowd work and you're pandering to
Not in my show I don't.
Huh?
Not in my show I don't.
Yeah, but what do you mean then? Because it's like you're implying I'm pandering more to the audience. No, I'm just, I'm making sure it's really funny because it says comedy on the thing.
You're big on this does what it says on the tin thing. You're kind of obsessed about it.
Well, no, but if it's stand-up comedy and that's what they're coming to see, then in my mind, in my wacko mind, I think it should be funny. And everything you did was stuff that was worked out in front of a crowd. So shut the fuck up. What are you on about?
I'm not. No, this is not me leveling an accusation at you.
It was.
I want to clarify this.
I got defensive. It felt like an attack.
You really, really did get very
because you were making out like you're fucking.
I was trying to self-deprecate
by saying what?
By saying that I don't cater to what the audience want.
That sounds like you're cooler then. That's not self-deprecation.
That's the opposite. This is projecting over here.
No, that sounds cooler. Be like, I actually don't do what they want to do what I want. That's making you sound like fucking the cool artist over there, whereas me is fucking please love me over here.
No, but I think
McGee.
I exist on the worst ends of both spectrums, where I make stuff that maybe people won't like, and then I get so sad when they don't like it.
What has someone not liked? Everton's been what are you even on about? It's been mainstream success.
You create this narrative that I have lived a blessed existence with no difficulties.
No, there has been some difficulties, but on the fucking spectrum of people struggling and whatever else, you have been widely mainstreamly accepted for like the age you're at, the time you've been doing it. It couldn't be so like for you to talk about.
But I think what I'm referring to is like people walking out of the show and like not, that like.
I've had people walking out of my fucking show. You're not alone.
No, I know.
You little bollocks.
But at least you're trying to make them laugh.
So are you, but you're also, trying to make them upset, or I don't know what the other thing is you're trying to do. Just trying to make them hungry. I don't know why
hungry. Is hungry. I'm going.
Yeah, you're trying to make people hungry or something. I don't even know.
Just trying to make them smelly somehow.
Trying to make them smell bad. Have you been privy to this fucking
the war in Ukraine?
Has that hit you yet? Has your satellite picked up on that yet? Lad, actually, speaking of that, that is how you get your news. Like that. You actually have a satellite tuned to your fucking
Breaking
head.
news.
But
this just in.
Yeah. I was looking at it. It's mad because the news headlines have not changed in 2 years.
I know, boring. Get over it. Come on.
It's just like, but we're so desensitized to Ukraine at this stage. Like, it's just like, Kiev bombed, this many dead. And you're just like, let's spice it. Something.
I lost interest
you know?
in Ukraine when they started telling me off for saying Kiev, which was very early on.
Right.
I took that very personally.
Because they
I hate that.
They would claim a Kiev is like a chicken with garlic inside it.
But even I was in Sainsbury's recently, and their chicken Kievs are chicken Kievs.
Right.
Kyiv.
I'm with you on that. But so it's
that'll fix it.
It's Kiev.
But it's not. First of all, it's not. Everyone was really annoyed. You're not supposed to say Kiev anymore because they just wanted to do something. Do you know what I mean? And people thought that telling me off on the internet for saying Kiev,
right,
or would like get, that's them doing their bit to support the people who are being bombed.
That's right.
Even though it's doing nothing for anyone other than making me pissed off and less engaged with what's happening.
You don't want to piss off fucking
big balls over here.
Big balls over there. There's going to be big fucking ramifications. But he might sit in his room and weep to himself.
Why I oughta. But that it just fucks with, like there are English words for cities. Like the capital of the capital of France is not Paris. We don't say Paris. We say Paris. You say an anglicized version of it.
I've thrown out Paris in my time.
Yeah, and everybody hates you when you do it.
Nobody likes me, but I'm not pandering to them. I'm not pandering to the audience. I'm doing it for me. Paris, Barcelona.
But this whole first of all, it's not Kiev either. It's Kiev, which is like it's just not. You're speaking Russian, which is ironic. Right. But it's like. Do you know what I mean? Like, why do we get bogged down in this type of stuff? It just doesn't, like, it was such a non-issue that it became like at the forefront of the conversation that newsreaders were saying Kyiv, which is also wrong.
No, you're dead right. And someone, I posted a clip at the time, some nasty piece of anti-Ukraine propaganda, I'm sure I posted. But I said the Ukraine, I was like the Ukraine, and then someone said, it is not, in all capitals, the Ukraine, it's Ukraine. And then a lot of people liked that comment, and I thought, these are people that are spending their time well.
Well, they just think they've done something there,
Right. And they have.
Fixing the semantics is not what's going to fix any of this.
This is where we need to start. The semantics, the pronunciations, the grammar. And then we start to deal with the big issues. You have to walk before you run.
You have to do the grammar and spelling before you do the bombs that are raining down on civilians.
That's right.
That's at the core of the issue.
Well, listen, it's you've got to keep, do you know what I mean? You can't be looking to deal with macro issues unless you have sorted the micro. Surely
that's the wrong way around.
Whatever.
Surely you solve the big ones first.
Nah. That's what someone would think. Beep, boop, boop, boop. But the artist, the centered man,
gets bogged down in the weeds of the whole thing.
Yeah, fuck it.
On this topic, have you seen? This is less about war, which is good. The Turkish government have put out a statement that they no longer want to be called like Turkey.
What are
by like the Anglophone world?
Right. We're ham now. Come on. Hey-o.
But that's why
turkey.
That's why because of what it also means. So they like there are commentators in the Euros and stuff that are not the Euros.
We are a country. We are not a Christmas dinner.
Yeah. Oh. That's basically
is
what
that basically their thing?
Pretty, and they put us in like, please call us like Turkey. I think Turkey is what you're supposed to say now.
Right. Well, I suppose in their minds, they're thinking no one's ever going to respect a country that they eat every Christmas dinner. Like they're made
absolutely.
You couldn't have
a
country.
You couldn't have a country called bacon.
No, I don't think so.
No,
you'd get a lot of tourists. You'd get a lot of
Malta
fat
is close
from America going.
Yeah, Malta is close.
I'm going to bacon.
Maltesers.
Hey. You listen to me. Me and my family, we're going to bacon for 2 weeks.
Bacon is good for me.
Bacon is good for me. And I swear to God, if there ain't nothing but bacon in that country, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, well, they would probably be more annoyed if you called them bacon, given that it's a Muslim country.
That's right.
Couldn't be calling it bacon now.
Sick religious awareness from you of the rules of other religions.
Of halal.
Yeah, they well, the Turkish, I suppose if you look at it and then...
Do you think they're within their rights to demand that everybody... Turkey?
Is that what they want to be called, Turkey?
I think so. Which sounds like a kind of Arab furniture shop.
Right.
Come down to Turkey.
Right. It's their like rival.
But then IKEA isn't IKEA, it's IKEA.
Right.
Just let us say things wrong.
Fuck up and let us say things wrong. I was playing basketball yesterday with a fella who is an Asian fella, and his name is like Usian. And I called him Usan, and he was like Usian. I said no. You're Usan. Get on with it and give me the ball down low.
Yeah.
Give me the ball in the paint.
I've got a mismatch, Oos Boos.
Yes. Oosy boosy, puss and boos. Listen, just give me the. But I.
Because there's very few countries that we do their version of the country. We don't say España. We don't say France. We don't say Italia.
No.
We say on FIFA and all Côte d'Ivoire. I don't know how they've flagged it. Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
For some reason they're under C in the FIFA listings.
Right. I don't know. Drogba has a lot of power.
Do you think it was Drogba, Gervinho, these type of people?
Drogba has a lot of like political power. I think he controls different countries with his mind and stuff. But he's like one of those, like an athlete who's like also like is able to build things. He's building hospitals and he's at UN meetings with Bono.
Like Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane is building all sorts of stuff back home.
Some of these lads just love, showing up to UN meetings and making speeches, and, next thing they've got fucking millions of aid for the place, and they're getting sucked off by the whole country.
Millions of AIDS.
They can have AIDS. Yeah, a lot of them have had the AIDS virus pumped into their country.
Because they think it might they think that's what made Freddie Mercury good.
Well,
and maybe that'll get a big band out of it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Band-Aids.
Well, yeah. But if you look at a lot of the most talented people that have ever lived,
they had AIDS.
They were riddled with AIDS.
Magic Johnson,
Freddie Mercury. They're the two best ever.
At
anything. And they were riddled from head to toe in AIDS. It was literally coming out their ears, and they did wonderful work.
Wonderful stuff.
That's right.
Great passer was Magic Johnson.
Oh, big Jesus, and he passed AIDS on to many a young man, and that they were his greatest assists.
Behind the back AIDS.
Behind the back AIDS.
Doesn't make sense.
But do you have another? You look like you're lining up for a point with that finger, like a good one.
So speaking of footballers getting involved in kind of political stuff.
What?
You're not going to believe me when I say this.
I bet I will.
The Taoiseach wants a word with me.
Who? Simon Harris. The Taoiseach of Ireland wants to have a little word with you. Like to tell you off for being such a spastic. Like to kind of stop. He feels you're making it harder for a United Ireland to ever happen to where you're going on.
So there's an initiative that is the Shared Island Initiative.
Yeah.
And it's to get prominent Irish voices from both sides of the border,
right,
to have a conversation and create conversation pieces and thought pieces.
Where do you come in?
He fucking emailed me,
Simo,
asking me to be part of the Shared Island Initiative.
Well, surely it was his secretary or something. Simo is not like getting down pen and.
It's the department of the Taoiseach. It's not from Big Simo.
Right. Because Simo, do you know what I mean?
I was just burying the lead a bit, getting a hook.
Fuck me though. That's pretty.
I don't know what. I just emailed them back. I emailed them back today, being like, I don't know anything about anything.
But lad,
what's my perspective on a Shared Island Initiative?
No, I saw you at the table quiz. The Faltern fullback. You actually do know. I've
got good pub quiz knowledge. I don't think that's going to come in handy.
It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. It's certainly not going to go against you.
But Keelty did it last year, and I'm like, yeah, Keelty's dad got killed during the Troubles.
And you can say yours did too. That's the thing. You don't have to.
Nobody checks.
Nobody's checking. Nobody's actually looking for the body, Keelty's father. Do you know what I mean?
I think his might never have been found.
Right. He could be in Portugal. We don't know. But no, I'm not saying that. We're going to cut that bit. I don't want to sound like it. Keelty's a good man.
Keelty's a good lad.
He's gone through a lot. But what I was going to say to you is, you could certainly make up some sort of, something Do you know? Like,
I've told them, like, what would they want from me?
This is a fake leg or something.
But I just, like, what, like, I was like, yeah, it was tough growing up in a middle-class house in Belfast when there was no violence going on.
Right.
Like, what do you want? Like, what? I don't know.
But see, what's happened here is you've painted yourself into this corner by, you know, the play I cried. You've built this whole fucking universe. Huh?
There's a Jamali Maddox has arrived.
Jamali Maddox has crawled in here on her honkers.
Crawled in. Sneaky behavior.
Very sneaky. So
don't go that way. You'll knock over the camera.
So she's going. She's. Oh, mother of God. She's going to pull down the whole city.
It's just in case. It's not turned on just now, but we're in the middle of a heated political debate.
Well, so Vito has been approached by the Irish government as, like, because they've probably seen the thing about, I played, I cried, and they're like, oh, this man has experienced depth in his life and sorrow, and he'll be able to certainly bridge the divide of the north and south of Ireland. But sure, little did they know, it's smoke and mirrors. You're the happiest little lad on earth. Look at you in your little cap and your Italian top. Look at you. You're the happiest little chappie there ever was.
But this is part of the, like, it's like, I am someone who believes that Ireland should be one country.
Go on, Vito boy. Clip it.
But I'm also somebody who believes in, like, a lot of the stuff that Keelty talks about, in that it can't be this kind of aggressively fiddly-dee, fuck the prods, fuck the Brits type stuff.
Why the hell not?
Well, because they have to live there as well.
No, up Kneecap. Come on. Get the Brits out, lad. One-way ticket, man. I lost my bus pass. Kneecap.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
What?
Kneecap, the Irish language band, but the only lyrics anybody knows are the ones in English.
Yeah. Yeah. But we all kind of pretend we know the Irish stuff.
Man, I'd love to go to a Kneecap gig and just hear the audience go, get your Brits out.
That's right. You're just throwing in any Irish, you know. And go Tubin. That's what you'd write. Every Irish story you ever wrote, you would just write, I doubt it. Go Tubin, which means suddenly. Just everything was, I walked to the shop, go Tubin. A man came and said hello, go Tubin. I said hello back. Everything was it's just so many sudden actions.
Irish people are just spooked by everything.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in Irish exams was fucking real,
even the examiner
real
reading it.
jumpy
Jesus.
characters.
Holy God.
Jesus, everything's happening all of a sudden.
That's right.
Right, if you're gonna be talking, you may get the fucking microphone on.
I don't want to be known for saying this, but I thought it was funny.
Put it there. What? Jamali, talk or don't talk? No, we can't. You can't talk and then not say it on the podcast. You just have to. If you don't want to say it on the podcast, don't say it. But if you're going to say it in the microphone.
On the pod, you have to.
I'll put a voice on.
No, just talk. Nobody knows who you are.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. No one knows me.
You have a nice voice. Everybody compliments your voice every time you're on the podcast.
For people who
I'm
just
so
listen to the
sweaty.
public, Jamali is on the Patreon sometimes.
Jamali's on the Patreon. Well, she was on an ad read once as well recently.
Yeah.
This is public. I told you this was public. You never listened to anything.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
What were you going to say?
It's the moment's past.
Then let's turn the mic off again and leave us to it.
Okay.
Tell the story.
Go on, tell. What is it?
It was because you're being really.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the story.
Okay.
Go a little bit closer with the microphone as well.
It was about when people read thriller stories in Braille.
Kind of like, I've seen that sketch. It's really funny.
All
the guy's going like, like as he's reading it in Braille, he's like feeling the book.
Yes.
Do you call it reading?
If it's in Braille?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. Oh, I felt that book.
Huh?
I felt that one. Like
what?
the book.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
That book. Yeah.
We'll do a thing
I felt 12 Rules for Life. We all felt 12 Rules for Life. It affected us deeply.
When we're somewhere where we can't like talk and maybe the room's dark, like at the cinema or something, we've learnt to sign the British alphabet so that we can talk to each other while the film's on.
You and Vito have done this.
We do British Sign Language, which really hurts my little Irish deaf person soul.
Yeah, don't let Kneecap hear you're doing that. I don't upset Kneecap.
I should be doing Irish Sign Language.
You should.
But they use the same. They use the same alphabet.
I don't think so. I think the Irish Sign Language is different. Yeah.
I know, but the alphabet is.
The alphabet's the same, probably. You're going to sneeze?
Well, a little. The Irish alphabet's a little different because, bless you.
We don't have the Z's and V's and these types of things.
Yeah, and we don't have fada. The Irish, we have fadas, and there's a few letters different, and there's a decency and there's a kindness.
Do you think
to
when
the
there's
Irish
a
alphabet.
when there's a fada or an accent in a language and sign language, you just do a wee eyebrow while you
Yeah,
while you do the letter?
I'd say so.
But one eyebrow for each.
Yeah.
Can you do both, Mike? Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a big no. That was a verbal yes, but a physical
No,
no.
I did do both. I can do both. That's one. No, I can. I can do the other. Look at me doing it now. Look at me doing it now and stop your laughing. I am doing it. Because I actually learned how to do it when I was younger, to do the people's eyebrow by The Rock. Yeah. And I would say, it doesn't matter what you know, I'd say stuff like that. And I would say, finally, The Rock has come back to Kilkenny. And then I go, and I'd look around at everyone and I'd be asked to leave the classroom. Like, that's not a time for that.
It's not a time for that at all.
When's the time for the other one?
Which one?
The other side of your face.
Well, that was just out of pure. Do you know what? Do you know why I tried to do the second eyebrow? So you've the one eyebrow is that's The Rock, like you're doing people's eyebrow. But you can do the two at the same time.
Is The Rock a specific
Two at the same time,
eyebrow?
just lifting up your eyebrows.
No, but it's not because you've got it's not like that. It's like you've got to have the slant on it, like it's like and then that's like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
and
good,
he's like
Oh yeah, I've never managed that like inward thing.
right.
You know
Yeah.
where it's like down. The Jack Nicholson is hard. No, you just look
I just look
very
sad.
concerned.
Yeah.
Can you do that thing that he can do with his tongue?
No, and I wouldn't try that now. That's quite sexual. That's not. We'll have to blur that out. That looks like a vagina, what you've done there. What you're talking, and you've taught him to do that, I assume.
No, he brought that to the relationship.
I'm bringing that to the table at every conversation.
Did you whip that out?
It's crazy. I haven't shown you that. I'm so chuffed.
That thing, the tongue. That's crazy what you've done with your tongue there. No, I don't like that now.
And he can lick his nose as well.
Don't stop licking your nose.
Can you lick your nose?
That's quite That's reptile-esque.
Reptilian.
There's reptilian. Well, don't correct me now. We've a license to be creative with words here,
Fair.
Jamali. What was it?
I'm half reptish, half reptilian. Go on.
Reptilesque.
Can you touch your nose with your tongue?
I have enough decency not to try, and I was raised with enough.
I can nearly get it up the nostril.
Oh God.
But if you start picking your own nose with your tongue, I just don't know where this ends. You know what I mean? Like, it's just you've chosen the way of the devil, and there's no way back. If I saw you,
Did you pick your nose at all?
Huh?
Did you pick your nose at all?
Did I?
Yeah.
Actually, you get hungry.
You should have picked a better one.
Oh, come on! You're saying I have a rotten nose. Now, come on now. There's enough going on in the
You
Middle
walked
East
into that
without
one. I love getting you a classic japes.
little japes and jabs. But Kneecap, Kneecap.
Do you think I should be part of the Shared Island initiative?
With the Taoiseach has asked you to do it?
Yeah. 2 to 5 minutes on my thoughts on how we can move towards a united Ireland in the spirit of the Good Friday Agreement.
So what I think is we could use it as a platform to advertise Manscaped.
To plug the podcast.
To plug the podcast, to advertise the different products that Manscaped offer to shave your bum and your balls and everything. And then we could tell them, hey, extra money, and we're going to say it at the Shared Ireland initiative. Is that what it's called? Shared Ireland?
Shared Island initiative, I think.
Right.
What are
yeah.
your responsibilities?
It'd be so funny if they asked me to send in a contribution and I just, for 2 minutes on a video, went, I'm an island boy.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to really
Just fuck around with them.
fuck around, show complete disrespect, never be asked to do anything serious again in your whole life, and bring shame upon your family. That'd be good. I mean, there is something funny about you being like, brought to this thing, because it feels to me like, again, like you're now Didier Drogba or Bono, or who should we get to come and talk about
Me, the voice of a generation.
major political stuff? Or what about that guy who asks people what they do for a living and then calls them gay? What about that? We should bring him in. He seems like that man who constantly
Voice
I'm
of
the
the
voice
people.
of the ceasefire generation.
what?
I'm the voice of the ceasefire generation in the north. You wouldn't know anything about peace.
I'm a man of war. I'm with Kneecap. I'm with kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to listen to Kojak more, the more thoughtful of the Irish rapists.
What's Kojak saying?
Kojak
Town's
is
dead. Town's dead.
Town is dead. He says that in one of his songs. He is this funny character, like a kind of Fianna Fáil voting, weird, regressive Irish guy with a mustache called Jackie Dandelion.
Ooh.
And before the gigs, he like plays it quietly on the speakers, and everybody in the crowd starts chanting, "Jackie took the soup, Jackie took the soup."
Right.
So his whole new album is from the perspective
Soup.
of this character.
Yeah.
Do you know what taking the soup is? This is a good opportunity for people listening who
Education.
might not know things. Mike,
Right.
I would say you're much better placed to explain this than I am.
Yeah, so basically now it'd be impossible for you to take the soup, Jamali. You're making the soup.
You're making the soup.
So someone
make
who,
soup.
Yeah, you're making the. Well, don't be too happy now. It's a soup made of sheer evil and oppression and colonization. But so someone who took the Queen soup. So basically, back in the day, there was a thing called the Irish famine. Now, Jamali. Now,
Sure, I wouldn't know about that in this house.
Well, listen. I'm not saying you're directly responsible, but there'd be a bit of blood in your hands over
I
there.
did my best.
You didn't. You're a murderer. But so anyway, at the time, sure, everyone's dying in the ditch and they're dying with grass stains on their mouths. They're trying to eat the grass. It's the west of Ireland. Shocking stuff. Half the population, you'll probably know, Jamali died.
Population has yet to recover.
The other half went to America. There was no one on the island. And completely evacuated. I love just, even though it was so horrible, just still exaggerating it. Like, the numbers themselves are already terrible. But there was not one man left on the island. Everyone was dead
Nobody
or
left.
left.
And then the Irish people that we're descended from just sprouted from the soil.
Right, they were grown, yes, organic.
The potatoes that went bad turned, and that's why we all have heads like this.
Is that why they root so quickly? Like if you leave one in a cupboard, it just grows legs.
That's right.
If you leave a potato in a cupboard long enough, it will turn into an Irish person.
An Irish man will turn into a cornerback from County Limerick. If you leave them.
English people, you're not allowed to say this.
No.
You're not allowed to say the joke about potatoes turning into
You're
Irish
allowed
people
to
in the
whisper them
cupboard.
to yourself in your room. You can do whatever you want
But
in the
we're
privacy
not-
of your own home. You can do any accents
If I
you want.
hear any English people making those jokes, I'll be unhappy.
I'll be unhappy.
If we heard an English person say, if you leave a potato in a cupboard long enough, it grows into an Irish man, we would be furious.
But we would be delighted that it gives us the opportunity to assault someone. Do you know what I mean?
I've got a joke.
Yes.
So if you leave a potato in a cupboard for long enough,
Yes. Go on. Carry on. I will kick the shit out of you, Jamali. I don't care if this is your apartment. You'll be
We
disabled.
made mincemeat of.
Yeah, that's
yep,
right.
There you go. See,
Um,
learning.
So what I think is, so anyway, Jamali, to finish my history lesson about the famine and the soup. So anyway, all the English, or the Irish people were dying, even though there was enough food in the country to feed everyone, but the English kept exporting it and didn't care, let the Irish die, because they would have seen us as subhuman. Anyway, this is all this would rile you up now. But anyway, so then there was a whole thing where it's like, listen now, lads, dying there in the ditch. The thing is, if you say you're Protestant or you switch over to being Protestant, we'll give you an old bowl of soup, and sure, by God, maybe you won't die at all. And sure, some lads, the weaker, cowardly people said, Jesus, give me some soup, I'll be a prod, I'll paint my arse orange, I don't care. And then the other stubborn Irish Catholics were like, no, I'll stay Catholic and die in this ditch. Even though there's not really that much difference between the religions, but it's just, by Jesus, you won't tell me what to do. I'm going to I will just
It was a
evaporate
symbolic
in a field.
It was a symbolic kind of like acquiescing to the wants of the British.
Yes.
More than it was just like caring about Catholicism. I'm sure some of them cared about Catholicism a bit fucking much, but like it was the symbolic kind of like, oh no, you're under their thumb and you kind of protect their interests. Because Protestantism, it was religious, but it was also the kind of political side of things as well.
Well, it was just one signified Irish nationalism, the other signified British nationalism. They just became signifiers.
Yeah.
In reality, to call a spade, so Protestantism is kind of a sounder version of Catholicism in just a religious sense.
Saying
Sure, listen, I don't want to rile Kneecap up. These are my spiritual leaders, Kneecap, and I'll die for them. But what I mean is, like, Catholicism, obviously, everyone was acting the maggot. They were selling bits at Christ's cross. You could pay your way into heaven. Everyone was, getting sucked off by everyone of every age. I don't want to go into it. Bad.
Bad stuff.
Catholicism, bad. Crusades, bad. What they were doing to minorities, bad, big, evil organisation. Protestantism, Martin Luther said, hey, by God, this, what you're at there now is complete and utter bedlam. We need to make a few rule changes to make this a little bit better. And, fair play to him. But, where it is now is just, in Ireland, was just Protestant, English, Catholic, Irish, Yeah. And isn't that one? Didn't I do a wonderful job there?
That was
Yeah,
lovely.
so that's the explainer of what taking the soup means.
Do you
Yes.
guys go into Irish history a lot?
No, but by God, when we look at your little puzzled head over there now, we said, by Jesus, she will be educated right now. I don't know why Ian Paisley
Ian Paisley would be educating you on Irish history on any level.
Yeah, but in a different way. He'd be
Northern Ireland has always been British.
We should not have given them a drop of soup. That was soup wasted. Wasted.
And filthy Irish mouths.
They should have been let die in a ditches. That's what they are. They are fertilizer for the ground.
There are people that live inside you.
Catholic fertilizer for the ground, and soup is wasted on such devious actors.
Ian Paisley lives inside Michael.
Ian Paisley is currently paying £1,500 a month to rent a room inside my lung.
The good one.
Yeah, he does live in one of my lungs.
We have to do an ad read
An
here.
ad read.
We have to do this episode is sponsored by Manscaped, the heroes. Jamali, could you? I don't know where the boxes ended up. Do you know where the boxes ended up? Is it in that basket?
Yeah.
Michael,
Get it,
in that
I'll get it, I'll
basket,
get it.
there's a Manscaped box that you can hold.
Oh.
No, Mike can get it.
I can get
Mike's right there.
Mike's not capable of much, but he can get. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for the product itself.
Yeah,
Do you want me to
and we
make
can
you a
just hold
coffee,
it up.
Mike, while I
Manscaped-
read your hand read?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
if you
lovely.
go coffee.
Do you want milk in it?
That'd be lovely, Jamali.
We don't have milk.
Thank you very much.
I bought some yesterday.
Great then.
Legend.
Well, you know what? No, I can't talk about a different app, can I? It's free. It's really good. It rates your food in terms of additives. You'd love it, Mike.
Yeah, we'll go into that now.
But they're not paying us fuck all, so we're doing Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Manscaped. Ladies plus gentlemen.
That's right.
It's my pleasure to... Actually, they send us some more free stuff, which is really kind of them. Manscaped are great, and you should support us by supporting them.
Right. Yes.
Ladies plus gentlemen, it's my pleasure to announce that Smooth Sack Summer is officially upon us.
Smooth sack.
Yeah,
Summer.
the Smooth Sack Summer of... Yeah, anyway, can't sing that.
2024 is going to be known as the Smooth Sack Summer. And no one knew this more than the Spanish national team, who decided to have a 16-year-old playing on their team who has no pubes, and that's as smooth a sack as you can get.
Yes, we're going to talk about the Spanish national team after this ad read,
Okay.
because we're not allowed to say any of that stuff on
And
here.
we won't.
When
But
you're playing in the summer
pedos.
sun...
The Spanish national team, not Manscaped. who are
When
against
you're
that.
playing in the summer sun, make sure you're groomed from pubes to bum. Thanks to our friend. This is actually quite a good one.
This is
I'm
nice.
enjoying this one.
From pubes to bum.
Pubes to bum is
The
a good
greatest
line.
pilgrimage there is on earth. Rivals the... What's the big...
The El Camino?
There's the El Camino. And
The
then
Camino
what's
Trail?
What's the Muslim pilgrimage?
Mecca?
Mecca.
you're saying smooth Zach Zucker?
The Mecca.
Smooth Sack Zucker.
The Mecca
Smooth
from
Sack
pubes
Summer.
to bum. And Allah, the asshole is Allah, in a way, no?
Let's come
No?
on.
Could we make
Thanks
an
to our
argument?
friends at Manscaped, you can make this season your smoothest yet. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate bundle to keep your boys downstairs cool while looking hot. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use code parenting20 summertime.
20s.
And the trimming is easy. Summertime. And the
Summertime.
trimming is easy.
Your balls are Muslim. And they are.
There's no way, if you're picking a religion to signify baldness, you can't be going for Muslim. That's crazy talk.
Why not? Oh, because they've got...
They're hairy men with beards mostly.
But then a Muslim woman...
also hairy.
a hairless Muslim
Now,
woman.
Michael, have you ever?
women.
Said, no, let's not do that anymore.
Muslim women.
Stop. I'm gonna give you a dead
I
leg.
want to give
I'm gonna
people...
no. Here's a chance for you to
Oh.
talk. Can you talk about a time when you hurt your balls while trimming below the waist, or a funny ball trimming story?
Absolutely, I can. I was taking part in a pilgrimage to Mecca.
The Manscaped Performance Package 5.0 Ultra has everything you need to prepare that summer
cut the
bod.
nuts off myself.
Their
As a blood sacrifice to Allah.
Stop now.
Sorry.
Their 5th generation trimmer features 2. Every week, I think, okay, I've told Mike the things to avoid talking about
Muslim
during
women.
During
you didn't
the
say
ad
anything
read,
about not mentioning
during
Muslim
the ad
women.
read, and every week you come up with a new one that will definitely not work.
And why can't I be inclusive then? Why can't I allow Muslim women to be seen?
Listen, no matter what your religion is, you can use Manscaped products, and that's the great thing about them.
Yeah, but not
Their
like...
5th generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. We also have dual LED spotlights to provide contrast on multiple skin tones. There we go, all different kinds of races.
So Muslim women then?
Muslim women could use Manscaped products. That's absolutely true.
And that's what I'm trying to get across.
That's absolutely true.
We
They
do
could
not
do that.
discriminate against
Well, it's
Muslim...
multiple skin tones.
Yeah.
No matter what colour you are.
White.
White or the other ones.
White or any of the other ones. The different ones. What? There's other ones too. Don't frown. Jamali
Stop frowning about the other
Stop frowning about
races.
the other ones. They can actually, they're allowed to be smooth like dolphins too, and have, little juicy, shiny, smooth bits.
Yeah. We also have... Yeah. What? Did I mention the trimmer is waterproof too? Beach, lake, or shower. This razor will... Waterproof.
Waterproof, baby,
waterproof. Waterproof. Shave your balls and your penis too. Whoa, penis too.
That's good. That was nice.
Beach, lake, or shower. This razor will devour even the strongest pubes. We're back to
lake, shower, or Muslim bath.
Well, I was going to say the Turkish baths, you could use them at, or a Turkey-ish bath, whatever I'm supposed to say.
A Turkey bath. A Turkish
They'll
delight.
devour even the strongest pubes. And we're back to the Muslims again because they are hairy people.
Yes.
For the most part, not stereotyping at all. Now that you have the perfect haircut, use Manscaped liquid formulations to keep that freshness, even at the hottest summer barbecues. Now, this is a real thing. Balls getting stuck to legs during the summer times.
That's right.
That's an issue. And the Manscaped...
Yeah.
Well, hopefully your own legs, but listen, you take your balls where you wouldn't want your balls getting stuck to anyone else's legs. Maybe brushing alongside.
Well, there is some people, and I've actually just read an article about it in London. This is absolutely true. Who are going round, and this is actually a serious issue, and they're getting their sticky balls, and just like an avatar sticks their tail into someone, they are sticking their balls to the legs of Muslim women, no less.
I would say that to prevent that from happening, we need...
so I'm not allowed to bring up real issues during an ad read about people I care about, Muslim women, who you seem like you couldn't give two
Get the
figs
Crop
about.
Soother aftershave lotion and Crop Preserver anti-chafe ball deodorant, then you couldn't possibly stick your balls to anyone, even if you wanted to. Once they touch your sack, you'll never go back. Manscaped even threw in 2 gifts to the Performance Package 5.0, the Manscaped Boxers in the Shed travel bag. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code parenting20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code parenting20 at manscaped.com. It's smooth sack summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind.
And
Stop talking.
And smooth Muslim asshole.
That's the end of the ad read.
June. Smooth Muslim asshole June. I'm sorry, but there's nothing anyway. It's good to talk about different people of different creeds and different wants and different needs.
Yeah.
And different.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about on the podcast?
Me?
Yeah.
What I wanted to say earlier, we were going to talk about my beloved Kneecap.
Yes.
The two high kings of Ireland.
Yes. So when did Kneecap come into your view?
Well, I just want people to know that the one of the girlfriends of Kneecap was in my house this morning.
Elbow, you call her.
And I elbow, yes. and I got down on my knees and I said, "You are my queen."
I'm going to put on a stoner music festival called Joints, where the only acts are elbow, kneecap, bicep.
Yeah.
Are there any others?
Muslim cock.
So there'll be some hearts.
What? Why can't they come? You don't want them at the festival, admit it. You bitch. You little bitch.
It's not a band.
What?
It's not a band.
You've never heard Muslim cock? Lad, I swear to God, they're like the Tame Impala of this generation. It's kind of like ambient, smooth.
Are there any other body part band names?
What?
Talking Heads, I guess.
The Talking Heads.
You could do a body part festival.
The Smelly Eyes.
That's not a band.
Ingrown Toenail? You have heard Ingrown Toenail.
No.
You have.
No.
Dave, that song. My pussy stinks. But they're men, so it's ironic. You've heard that song.
No.
By Ingrown Toenail. My pussy.
I don't like what's happening.
My but that's why Ingrown Toenail, they are weird. They're an odd band.
I'm saying weird as in
Like, yeah, it's problematic. Yeah, no, you're right. You're
so
right.
Kneecap are really exploding these days. Really, they've just released their debut album,
Yes.
Fine Art. They're on Jimmy Fallon, which to me is absolutely fucking nuts.
Yeah. Do you know what? And it would, but your Fallon really, Fallon's he's of Irish descent. There'd be a rawhead in Fallon, like.
Yeah, there's
Do you
so
know what I
many
mean?
of these like Irish Americans, but they love us, and we'll take advantage of it.
Fallon's father would have sent a few pound now over to Big Jerry. Get yourself a few
very
gun,
potentially, yeah.
Get yourself a few sweets there and a few Kalashnikovs.
A few sweets and Kalashnikovs. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pack of Worders and an AK. But so they're on Fallon. They're going big. I discovered them probably a little over a year ago because my roommate Lisa Canny, who's a great musician, check her out. She's absolutely class. She does this thing called Absolute Lilt with her best friend Neve, and they do this lilting stuff. They have nearly as many followers on you on Instagram. And it's great. But in their minds, they're thinking, get the Brits out, lad. And then so Neve is romancing Nisha, one of the lead characters of Kneecap.
This is...
They're lovers.
I don't know if people who are listening to the podcast can hear the absolute assault on any autism that I might have that's happening right now. I have Mike screaming in this ear.
That's right.
And then Jamali setting up a fucking Costa coffee in the corner.
Right.
Making coffees to get Mike more riled up for the fucking Patreon episode.
No.
There's milk being frothed and beans being ground over there. And I cannot deal with this amount of... I didn't hear a word you said for the past 2 minutes.
That's all right. Nothing of value is said. That's a fact. Your brain has been spared absolute dog shit. No, what we'll do at the break is I'm going to have you listen to Muslim Cock's first album, and I swear to God it'll have you right down centered and believing in our Lord and Savior Allah. Now,
so Kneecap. So like I think because I'm from Belfast, I heard about them like a good while ago now, maybe like 5-6 years ago.
Yes.
They're kind of nuts. For the people who don't know, mad cunts from Belfast.
Yes.
They rap in the Irish language. It's very transgressive. It's very exciting, like proper like anti-establishment rap music. And they've really kicked on recently, partly because they applied for some funding from the British government and they said no because they represented political values that they didn't agree with.
Yeah.
Which Kneecap very masterfully in terms of PR spun as this is fascism.
Right. Yes.
Kind of like denying funding to artists because of what they believe is kind of a hallmark of fascist governments.
Yes. Thank you, Jamal.
Which is technically true, but I don't think they were at any point expecting to actually get that funding. Like the best thing that could have happened to them, rather than like the 1,500 quid they applied for, is for them to be denied it and then spin it.
Absolutely.
To their own means.
No,
you know?
It was a lovely little feather in their cap, and it fits their narrative. Now, again, if you don't know these fellas, they're wearing balaclavas. They get the Brits out now. There's a lot of allusions to the Ra, and it's
allusions is a kind way to they just talk about it.
They do just talk about it, yeah. And they're very Republican. They're a new wave of it. And
it's that young republicanism, which I think on some level makes me
horny.
Like a touch uncomfortable,
right?
Because it doesn't often, and I'm not saying this about Kneecap. I'm saying like my generation republicanism doesn't come from a very like informed place.
Yes,
it comes from a place of like people who've never experienced the downsides of like that kind of violent.
The Down syndrome sides of the what? I can't make reference. I can't create mental
It'd just be great
health
if
awareness.
I could get through a sentence.
Sorry. I know you know what? On this second coffee is enough. I'm going to not say anything. I swear to God for 2 minutes. Starting now.
But I just like, do you know what I mean though? Like my generation in Belfast, I think we are like, I often just think we have to just cede the benefit of experience to our parents' generation and go, you guys lived through it being horrible, and therefore you understand that huge compromises had to be made on both sides to reach a point of just like people not being blown up all the time. And then this kind of new wave of this young republicanism, which part of it is like understandable, and it's kind of my points of view of like, I just think it probably makes more sense for an island of 7 million people or 8 million, whatever the kind of total is, to govern itself that size rather than being governed from like London.
This is why the Taoiseach wants you at the talk. You've got a good little head on your shoulders. You couldn't have me at the talk in my little balaclava. Being like, I think Kneecap's music is fantastic. But I know what you're saying.
So what I think that the worry is that it emboldens this kind of like, you up a fucking rye, you fucking Brexit, all that stuff, which is just like fun.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie, it's fun. And also I was like guilty of these things. And I am the guy who got IRA on Countdown deliberately.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of my story.
You're always slagging off England.
Just English.
You're quite mean.
People more.
You're mean to England.
I'm not mean. I'm
Poor old
playful.
England.
I'm playful with the English folks. They're nice. They're nice people.
You're cruel and you're a bully. You bully England. You bully England. And it's not nice. And like you can see it on Sunak. It's starting to get him down.
He's sick of it.
He's
sick of yours. He watched translations and he went, oh, I'm going to call a general election that I'm going to lose.
I have had enough of the jibes and the jabs.
I'm going to make Keir Starmer take the brunt of this.
I have had enough of the cruelty, the slagging off, the jabs, the jibes, and I'm starting to get quite melancholy about the whole thing. Is that a perfect Sunak?
It's really miles off what Sunak sounds like.
Get that mic up.
No, not friends with working class people, but you know.
That was
really good.
Sunak. That was the best thing. That is one of the greatest
I'm
clips
friends with
ever.
upper class people, middle class people, working class people.
And then he goes, well, not working. He nearly got sick in his mouth when he said it. He's like, well, no, not working class people. I mean, good God, I'm not a bloody
pig.
savage.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. So that's my worry about Kneecap, is that it kind of, whereas I think they seem fairly reasonable about the whole thing, and like what's funny is like in interviews they're always like, listen, we want an Ireland for everybody. We think everybody in the North would benefit from being part of a united Ireland. Like we don't have an issue. We're not sectarian. And then in their songs are like, fucking Huns. It's
That's
like,
right.
There's a kind of mismatch between them and interviews and their music, and that's allowed. You know, you're allowed to.
That's right.
Represent that and having a bit more braggadocious in the songs.
Yes. But so I think that there's what I could only describe as there's a sectarian horniness to the music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They really get you. You'd want to shag a lamppost or something. Just there's this like, do you know they have their tops off? Have you seen their concerts? Like their tops are off. They're sweating. They're fucking this and that. And you'd say either of them now, I'd say would put you through a wall in the sack. Like they'd have arses like sewing machines on them. The pair of them. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen Kneecap?
Big
These
bums.
guys, just big bomb full of glute. Like these boys don't miss glute day. Glute day, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I hope you do.
And I think it speaks to something where, like, particularly for like when I moved to London, it really like ignites that, like it's very easy to get like caught up in that kind of like, oh fucking English people, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that was like part of the thing with translations was like, with that initial kind of like fucking hate them, like all that shit, and like you just grab onto anything that feels Irish.
Yes.
You know, as soon as you move away, you're like, well, I just have to be as Irish as fucking possible, and like you get really like batten down the hatches.
Anyone
and all
named
that
Eileen and just
What's wrong with people called Eileen?
They're just Irish and you grab onto anything.
Oh, right, okay. I was
Anything Irish.
Eileen is like such a mad choice of name to be the obvious Irish name.
No, I didn't nail it. I didn't nail that joke I was going for. And
Like
sometimes you don't.
Aisling was right there.
Aisling, Sinead.
Siobhan.
Yeah. Because even the
Cueva.
song Come On Eileen, which is a bit, there's no need to. I get we're in 2024, it's a sexually liberal time.
Sex positive,
But
yeah.
to have a song at weddings like Come On Eileen, and it's like, no, don't.
Leave
do
her
that.
alone. That's my aunt.
Don't come on Eileen. Maybe give her a hug or say, how are you? Or would you like to go to the cinema or something?
Something like that.
Do you know what I
Jamali
mean?
has something to say?
Do you remember in terms of like pushing on your Irish culture when you moved to London? Do you remember what you sort of made me do when we first got together? When it was like quite early stages.
What?
He made you kill a member of parliament? No.
So we had us like either lie on your floor, or maybe it was your bed, or maybe it was like a sofa or something, and listen to.
I was just trying to listen to nice music that I liked with you.
You were like, no,
Take
you've got to
it
listen.
easy.
It was lovely,
Right.
But it was I
Enya.
was not. If I got up,
Who
it would have been a
can say-
statement on his culture.
It wasn't Enya. I think maybe it was
No,
just Grace. It was like a
was-
nice love
it was
song that I was
Grace,
playing
there
for you.
Lots of,
I just liked listening to music with
it
you.
was lovely. Okay, fine, never mind. Sorry.
Right.
It
You
wasn't a
forced this woman.
It wasn't a political statement.
Keep your mic there. Get your mic back up.
I'm feeling
Whoa.
I'm feeling very assaulted
No,
today.
Don't let him silence you. You were forced
I was 4.
to listen to some.
You were 4.
You were 4 years old. He made you lie on the floor and listen to some Celtic mysticism bullshit, and you wanted to leave, and you couldn't because it was a Fritzl situation, and the man had trapped you. Are you still trapped? That's my question.
I plead the fifth.
But what was it? So give me an example.
I
Can you
haven't
sing a bit?
enjoyed this episode.
I know
And the
you're
old
under pressure.
Triangle.
Yeah, why are you singing in a Cockney
That's funny.
And
When
the old
you-
triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal. And I like that canal. Yeah, no, it was much more part of, and I kind of look back on that with some embarrassment of how
No,
just
I love
battening down
it.
the hatches of
I
Irishness.
loved
But
it.
it's this balance of like, you want to be proud of where you're from and proud of the culture that you come from, because I think lots of Irish culture is absolutely wonderful. But I think it's like any kind of rampant nationalism goes to a weird place very quickly. It's a very slippery slope, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. And we don't. And I was thinking this there because I was looking at an article that says the biggest, right now the biggest 2 political points. Basically, if you want to get elected in Ireland, what you come out and you just say is you go, immigration,
Yeah.
And then
Ireland's full.
immigration, housing.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, he's very good.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
So immigration is the biggest now. And we never had a party that ran on an immigration platform. That's the biggest one. And there's a big whole kind of Ireland for the Irish kind of, horrible little seed growing. And there's little, I was speaking to this fella, older kind of kind man at a wedding recently. And he was lovely. He was telling me stories about how he lost his virginity to a pig, and no, that didn't happen. But no, that wouldn't be lovely.
That would be
but
bad.
that has happened, and that's Ireland. So don't.
It was on an episode of Black Mirror. They blackmailed the
Prime Minister to shag a pig.
That was the first episode of Black Mirror I'd ever seen, and it.
I think that's the first episode of Black
traumatised me.
Mirror.
I know, and the funny thing is, and that was the thing was, they're going to make him shag the pig, the
Who
Prime
does
Minister. If that was in a lot of places in Ireland, they'd have been like, what, I get to shag a pig? Class. That's unreal. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm genuine. This, where I came from, that was an absolute treat. But
It makes me so unbelievably uncomfortable. You have no idea.
pigs are an intelligent animal.
Yeah,
and
exactly. That's why they don't deserve to be assaulted.
Or it's why they deserve to be made love to.
It's not that right.
Can a pig consent?
Oink.
Oink means oink.
Oink means oink. Yeah.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Yeah, Animal Farm, Orwell, beep boop boop boop. Oh, sorry.
Stop throwing coffee everywhere.
Sorry, I threw some. I'm going to say right now, Vito has been wronged in this episode.
I've had a bad day.
You've been wronged.
I woke up feeling good. I got up early. I got some stuff done.
You were up without your phone for the first hour. That was great.
Yeah, I did great. And then I come on the podcast
Yeah.
and I'm being silenced.
Yeah.
And then anytime I snap back, you're upset and you're angry and everybody hates me today.
Have you considered that?
I love you.
Oh,
I love you. I do love you. And I love you today and going forward. And maybe I should move in. Maybe I should move in here.
hint taken.
Yeah.
You
will have to leave,
live with
Jamali.
the Lilters.
I'd probably have a good time.
Yeah.
I've wanted to get into more folk stuff because obviously I grew up with loads of folk music, but like Scottish stuff.
Yes.
And my mum brought my fiddle down. My mum brought my fiddle down.
Just talking to the microphone. You're acting like it's some
I just
kind
don't
of...
want it to be too loud so that I sound
There's
arrogant.
no chance.
Have you heard how loud
Yeah, but
I
they
talk?
turn your volume down to
But
like...
that's in post. We have it all leveled. So
And
just
it is
talking to the
a
microphone.
nasty
it's okay.
way of diminishing my
It
influence.
is there, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just scared of like, oh, my voice is more important than someone else's.
No. Don't.
But my mum brought my fiddle down, and I'd like to go to the Irish Centre and pick back up because I only played classical stuff when I was a kid, and it was so dull
Yeah.
and insular.
Jamali's going to join Lancome. That's what's going to happen.
Right.
I'd be so happy to.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll get you into Lancome. We'll get you down the Irish Centre. We'll get a little, maybe a costume made for you. Maybe.
Bells.
I would like to, yeah.
You could dress up as Soup, maybe.
Yeah, you could dress up as Soup, and maybe that would be a way of apologising.
Yeah.
Also, and we will have an official apology from you down there, but we will have it be like it'll be sandwiches and stuff after
Can
the
I say
apology.
it to Dara? Otherwise, I don't want to say it to anyone.
Dara,
Dara.
From Lancome.
right?
O'Brien.
But don't say
You want to say it to Dara O'Brien?
first thing you do.
Sorry
don't
about the
say-
soup, Dara.
Yeah.
Because you can be a crouton.
What was funny about that?
I just imagined him sticking his head out of a bullet and going, oh, I wouldn't do that.
Dude,
Dara
Dara.
O'Brien.
Yeah.
So instead, what impressed Dara is instead of saying Dara, you said Dara,
Yeah.
and then he'd be
I
like,
said Dara.
"Did you though?"
Did I? Oh,
No.
roll the tapes.
No. We'll rewind.
I think you might have said Dara.
You said Dara.
Dara. I'm tired. Dara.
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 But,
Dara the Explorer.
yeah, Dora the Explorer. That's good. If you don't think
He's
that's
just
good,
shutting me down because he's in a bad mood.
no, he's been
I was
rattled.
in a great mood.
Yeah, he's been.
So have you been really
I'm
pressed
being
upon today?
overstimulated. I don't like
What's
this.
happened?
There's too
Tell me.
much. I'm getting sensory overload, I
Are
think.
you? Do you want some water?
No, we're nearly
do you
done
want a
with
piece
the
of gum?
public episode and nobody's listening anymore.
Do you want a piece of gum?
We have to plug our dates. No.
Did you say, does he want a piece of gum?
No.
What did you say?
Gum.
Gum. Ah.
Would you like a piece of gum?
We're going to have some
Right.
chocolate fin. Can we fit? This is not podcasting.
Okay.
No, it's talking.
But listen.
That's not what this is. We're supposed to be podcasting and entertaining the masses.
Right.
Am I encroaching a bit much? Shall I go?
Well, we're about to
This
finish. You
is
might
an
as well.
encroachment from you, Jamali. You have encroached on this sacred space of communion.
I feel like I've not represented myself well as a first public episode.
You've been in
Outing.
public episodes. You've been in the ad read before.
Yeah, but
It's okay, Jamali. It's okay. But what I'm going to do now is we're going to wrap this. We're going to wrap this up like a syphilitic willy. We will wrap it up and continue to penetrate the minds of the public in a safe way, a way that does not spread disease. And if you don't think that was good, I don't know what to say, because that was beautiful language and wonderful articulation. And if anything, it showed all the greatness, joy, jubilation, and expressiveness of the Irish. No?
Should we plug our dates?
Our dates?
Yeah. Tour
Okay.
dates and things such as this.
Right. Okay, so I will be at the... Oh, first off, I have my last tour day of this current tour in Chester on July 28th. So go get a ticket for that. Other than that, I'm at the Edinburgh Fringe for the whole month of August. 5:45 is going to be in the Beehive, and then I'm going to have one at 12:20 in Hoots 4, it's called. But the links should be in my website and on my Instagram now. So go get tickets for them.
Great. I'm at the Edinburgh Fringe 10:25 every day. Doing a crowd work show with guest comedians on. I'm sure Mike will be there. Unless does it clash with you? No? Oh, Mike will be there sometimes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Amongst other friends of the podcast and other great comedians that I think are great. That'll be every day during the Edinburgh Fringe. I'm also adding some dates of Who Do You Think You Are? I am at the Edinburgh Fringe. We have our fundraising gig, which Mike didn't care to mention before his own selfish plugs. On the 23rd of July at the Comedy Store in London. We're doing a show raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. Fantastic lineup of Fern Brady, Ivo Graham, me, Mike, Janine Harouni, John Maher, and other special guests. So get down to that. I'm sure it'll sell out very, very quickly, and it's a very good cause, and it'd be great to see you there. In terms of my tour extension into the autumn, in September we have Liverpool, Norwich, Winchester, Southampton, Birmingham, Cardiff, Bristol, Edinburgh. In October we have Aberdeen, London, Dubai, Bahrain, Glasgow, Manchester, Newcastle. November we have Dublin, Cork, Ballymena, Coleraine, Belfast, Derry, Bangor, Killarney, Sligo, Brighton, Portsmouth, and in December we have Westport, Galway, Dundalk, and Kilkenny. So please do get along to any and all of those that you can make it to. It would be fantastic to see you there. Anything else?
No, Patreon.
Sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/parenting, and it will be undeniably better than this.
So we haven't talked about anything that we were going to talk about.
We
so
haven't
it's all
talked
on
about
Patreon.
anything at all.
Yes. At all. Nothing.
But it's been great to have you along for the ride.
Yeah.
And on the Patreon, we'll also tell you what your dad really thinks of you.
Yeah. Waiting for Godot. In a way it was waiting, because, you know, there was that play, nothing, they're talking about nothing, but sure,
Thanks for listening.
That's life, lads. We love you. Bye-bye.